Yo, what's going on guys? It's Brain here, back at you with a brand new video, and today we're going to be talking about, is the PlayStation 5 still worth it 8 months later? So, there's a lot of controversy in what's better right now, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox, PC, Nintendo Switch. If you want me to tell you the straight up honest truth, if you want me to tell you in sales wise, Nintendo Switch is just dominating everyone. Now, PC is good, don't get me wrong, but if you can get your hands on a graphics card right now, then you're actually really lucky, because every graphics card that I see is pretty much doubled in price. So if you can get your hands on a PlayStation, good. If you can get your hands on a Series X, good. If you can get your hands on a Switch, good. A graphics card, good. But the whole point of this video is the PlayStation 5 worth it 8 months later? All the other consoles are good and all, but is the PlayStation 5 living up to its hype? Okay, so basically, when the PlayStation 5 first dropped in November, I was actually fortunately lucky enough to get it at 5 a.m. on the first night of release. So, at first, from someone who's been playing Xbox for the past 10 years, the 360, Xbox One, like, I've been an Xbox guy for the past 10 years. So, when I first got my hands on a PlayStation, it was just like, that was my childhood, because I grew up on PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. So when I first got it, I just immediately was just bam, bam, bam. All the exclusives I never could play on Xbox. I couldn't play those games. So I was playing Spider-Man, Miles Morales, God of War, Uncharted, Horizon Zero Dawn. You get the point. So I've been playing like games like those I could never play on the Xbox One. Don't get me wrong, Xbox has some decent exclusives. Like, I'm a Forza guy, so I love racing games, especially like that. I prefer that over Need for Speed and stuff like that. So I have a PC for that, so that's not really a problem for me. But for PlayStation, if you do like racing games, then you're gonna have to just stick with like The Crew, Need for Speed, and Gran Turismo and stuff like that. So is the PlayStation 5 actually dominating Xbox in terms of sales? Yes. PlayStation 5, which no surprise, actually has double the amount of Xbox. Xbox as of June has 5 million consoles sold, which is a lot, don't get me wrong. But PlayStation has 9 mil. And this is of June. I don't even know what the July stats are, but as far as June, it's almost got pretty much double what it has. Also, like, look at the numbers for this. Look at Nintendo Switch. It's actually insane how much they have sold. And this isn't just for like lifetime is crazy too, don't get me wrong. But we're looking at like the past 2 years. 2020 is a lot. That was the end of 2020, and 2021 is just 2021 in general for the consoles. So the pros of PlayStation 5. If you've never played a PlayStation before, the exclusives are really good and will last you a long time. However, right now, at least in my opinion, we're in a gaming drought. There's not really any games. It's mainly just me playing old exclusives I haven't played before. I'm playing God of War right now, and I've never actually played it, so I'm going back and playing that because I've never played it before. And if it's not God of War, it's literally just like Call of Duty, Fortnite, GTA, Minecraft, just like the old stuff pretty much. So there's not really any new spectacular games to play unless I go on my PC, which I play Valorant, League of Legends, and just stuff like that. But yeah, let's talk about the controllers. So PlayStation 5 actually has a DualSense controller and is actually really good for RPG games. If you're going to be playing it for Call of Duty, I recommend turning off the trigger stops or whatever it is, because it gets hard to aim down sight every 5 seconds, I would say. So I would keep those off for like your Call of Duty and your Warzone, just stuff like that. And for your RPG story games, you know, it's fun to have it on, so I would just keep that on if you want it for that, or just keep it on or turn it off in general. It's up to you. Another great thing about the PlayStation is the design. I think it's huge. A lot of people meme it for being like a router, but I actually think this is probably the sickest console design we have ever had. I just think the creativity of like the 2 side panels and then the quote unquote router in the middle is just, I don't know, it's just perfect. I like the design a lot. And it matches my setup really, really good. It has a decent amount of storage. It has 825 gigabytes and an SSD card, which is good, even though the Xbox I think has like 130 more. But regardless, I mean, it's still decent, but you know, eventually you're going to probably need another terabyte external hard drive or something. So in my opinion, those are the pros: the design, the console in general for designs, and the games for exclusives. Exclusives on a PlayStation are way better than Xbox. And I know Xbox people are going to be mad that I'm saying that, but I've played Xbox for the past 10 years. I've literally played Xbox half my life, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Xbox games. The only games I ever played that I enjoyed on Xbox was like Sea of Thieves, Halo, and Forza. And maybe some other more like Gears. I never really played Gears, but I know a lot of people like that, and Bethesda's also on there now. So you can make that argument, but in my opinion, I really think PlayStation exclusives are just untouchable when it comes to PlayStation versus Xbox. So let's talk about the cons. So one thing I do not like about the PlayStation that I was talking about earlier is the storage. 825 gigabytes is kind of a lot, but in the future, you're gonna need an external hard drive. Now, my friend said the process is actually quite hard to set it up. I could be wrong, but for the Xbox, it's super simple. It literally has a built-in terabyte hard drive that you can just insert in. Now, I'm pretty sure that hard drive's like expensive, but at least you can actually buy it and just plug it in, no problem. That's all you have to do. Another con is PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now is honestly kind of dog water in my opinion. I like the Xbox Game Pass a lot better. Now I know you're like, oh, well, the exclusives are better. Well, PlayStation Now doesn't really have exclusives like crazy on there. It's $10 a month and the games never really change that much. It's like, it's there and then that's it. Xbox has way more games when it comes to Game Pass, and I just feel like you have way more variety on Xbox to play Game Pass games instead of the PlayStation Now. I will say PlayStation Plus is good. You do get free games. They're not the greatest, but you know, sometimes they are good. And you know, the PlayStation Plus where you get like The Last of Us and games like that for free is pretty cool too. I will say that. So I will say, if you are an Xbox player and you're watching this and you want an Xbox Series X, if you don't have one already, I recommend saving your money and getting a PC. I know graphics cards are crazy expensive, but if you actually cannot afford a Series X or a PC right now, just save your money. And that goes for both. I would save your money for PlayStation and Xbox right now because there's nothing really new that's crazy. Like, there's only been maybe 4 games for the PlayStation 5 that's come out that's been exclusives, and you know, I can only play so much Miles Morales to where I'm like satisfied. Sure, in the future, Warzone and GTA would be getting like the PlayStation 5 upgrade, but I have no clue when that's gonna be. They've been saying that for a while and it's just never happened. But yeah, if it's just too expensive, $500 is a lot of money, at least in my opinion. If you're rich, then good for you. All I'm saying is, if you do have a PS4, you're not really missing anything. All those games on PS5, there's on there too. It's just, the thing about PS5 is it has the enhanced version of it, so it's just, it plays better and it looks better. But if you have a 1080p monitor, then it's not going to really matter. I mean, it's going to look a little better, but I mean, it's going to look almost the same as your PS4, especially if you have a PS4 Pro. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up. So overall, basically, if you have a PS4 and you want a PS5 and you're wondering if it's worth it to upgrade, if you've played on PS4 this whole time and you've already played all the exclusives, I do not see a point in upgrading right now, just because there's nothing out to play that's good in exclusives or anything until maybe like later in September and October. That's when all the games are going to drop. So I would say if you can get a PS5 during that time, they'll be perfect, because then after that, it's just going to be game. And same for Xbox. If you're still on the Xbox One, Xbox One X, whatever, and you want an Xbox Series X, I recommend getting a Series X, not a Series S. If you can't afford a Series X, then obviously get a Series S, but I just don't think you're missing much as of right now in next-gen gaming. But if you're an Xbox player and you want exclusives, go to PlayStation 5. If you don't really care about exclusives and you like the Xbox controller better, and you just like Xbox games in general, then I would just stick with Xbox. I would way rather recommend you getting a PC. Whenever PC prices go down, which the whole crypto thing's blowing up right now, a lot of people don't have the money for a PC. They don't have $1,000 to drop on a PC, but if you do have that money and you can drop it and you can luckily get a graphics card at a reasonable price, then I would definitely say go for the PC over the Xbox Series X. But yeah, overall, I would say getting a PS5 is definitely worth it. I just don't think it's right now a good time to buy. And not only that, it's just hard to get one in general. It's just a big game drought. I'm just going back and playing old games I've never played before right now. I'm on PC most of the time now anyway. So like I said, if you want a PS5 and you never played PlayStation games before, then yeah, I would definitely say make the purchase, go for it. But if you stick on whatever you're on right now and you just wait till the fall, then I think that's, in my opinion, the smarter choice. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Like the video if you did enjoy today's video. And until next time, this has been Brandon. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.